Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GXRS Season 7, Round 7. We're here at the Paul Ricard Circuit for the French Grand Prix. We've got a couple of minutes to go before we get going for qualifying here this evening. For anybody who didn't tune in last week and see the race result, well, the championship leader, Meatball, had a horrendous weekend and failed to finish the race, and his closest championship rival came home in second place, that of course being his teammate, but also his other championship rival, Adam Fleets, won the race. So it really has closed things up an awful lot in the World Championship table. Just to very briefly give you the rundown before we get going, Meatball's championship lead is down to 20 points after last weekend's race at Imola, and Adam Fleets is just 6 behind that. So 26 points cover the top 3 in the World Championship. Giannuzzi had another strong race last weekend, but he is sitting in 4th place in the championship, 57 points. Our reserve driver, of course, Giannuzzi. And then behind that, we've got a bit of a battle going on. There's 11 points covering 5th to 10th in the World Championship. And I think I can see a few of them racing tonight. CR Mac is in there, and Kronos Grand is in there as well. And they are certainly both racing, excuse me, this evening. And also in the Constructors' Championship, if I can just get that to load. By the way, to anyone watching on the Twitch stream, good evening. Thanks for joining. I do have the Twitch chat up, so please do come and say hello. It would be great for as many of you as possible to get involved. But yes, in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari leads that by 96 points. They've got double the points of their nearest competitor, which is Alfa Romeo, who jumped into second in front of AlphaTauri. And then a bit intense battle going on in the midfield. Got Red Bull, Haas, Alpine, Mercedes and McLaren covered by just 31 points. So let's see what is going to happen this evening. Just waiting for a couple of more drivers to join. But as I said, Paul Ricard Circuit for the French Grand Prix, 27 laps. And we saw a bit of rain last weekend. Will we see it again tonight? I think the drivers will be hoping we won't, but who knows? But as I said, please do come and get involved. Say hello. It'd be great to hear from as many of you as possible as the evening goes on. But so a couple of minutes now, and then we'll be underway for the start of this evening's race. So here we go. The drivers are readying up now. So full qualifying session. We don't have a full grid this evening, but we've seen it several times here before where a lot of the drivers use Q1 as a bit of extra practice session. And I will do an onboard lap with somebody as well, so you can see the challenges of this racetrack. 18 minutes for Q1. Of course, everyone's going to be making it through to Q2 because there's less than 15 on the grid. But we have seen it before where drivers try to push too hard in this session and end up retiring the car, which then of course means they're out for the rest of the session. But also, we'll probably see a lot of drivers, as I said before, using this as a bit of an extra practice session. And hopefully we'll be getting a couple of others joining us very soon as well. So here we go. And if anyone is available to give me the weather report for this race, that'll be very much appreciated. But as I said, 18 minutes. Not Doolan has already retired from the session, so he doesn't want to take part in Q1. But I'm sure we will see a few drivers heading out onto the racetrack and getting some extra mileage in. Apparently it's going to be a wet qualifying session. I'm just trying to see if it is raining at the moment. So Steph, is that going to be a wet Q2 or Q3 maybe? Because at the moment it's looking dry out there. So, first car heading out on track now. And here is Zonic. Debut race for him here this evening. He's in the McLaren partnering Kronos Grand. He has headed out onto the racetrack. So has Davis as well in the Mercedes. They're the first two to leave the pit lane here this evening. And apparently it says rain for Q1, 2 and 3. Well, at the moment it's dry from what I can see out on the racetrack, but we never know what's going to happen later on. Although it does look a little bit damp offline there, doesn't it, down the straight. So it looks like there's a few little bits of water. And again there, just see a couple of little patches. So maybe there has been some rain a little bit earlier. A few more cars now heading out on track. Adam Fleets and Hardcase, the two Alfa Romeos, heading out onto the racetrack. So has Stefan and Janssen in the two Haas cars. They're now out as well. And it's okay, so dry Q1 and a wet Q2 and Q3. So let's do an onboard lap with the newbie. And I apologise in advance because I do sometimes be a bit of a curse to someone I've done an onboard lap with. But here is the pit straight, DRS zone. Right from the beginning, head down at over 200 miles an hour before turn 1, down to 110 through the first part, 125 through the second, on the throttle very early, keep it on the left hand side for the short run toward turn 3, still braking from 185 down to 115, then down to 80 for turn 4, turn 5, the slowest corner on the circuit, just 60 miles an hour, then 6, really an acceleration zone, then through turn 7 and onto the second DRS zone. The first half of this straight And again, over 200 miles an hour. Bigger braking point. It lays you there. 105 through the first part, 70 through the second. That's 8, 9, 10, and then 11 for the second half of the Mistral straight. Down to this incredibly fast corner. Easy flat, 185 miles an hour. And then look at the entrance speed into here, and look how late they brake, bring that wide, and then in again for a second apex. 115 at the slowest point. Over the right-hand side, late apex here for this corner. About 95 through the apex, curving back straight down to the penultimate corner. Again, look at the entry speed, and then keep it on the left-hand side, slowing down all the time for the last corner. 55 miles an hour, and onto the... Oh, and he's off the track. But I'm not sure what happened there. There was maybe a problem with his steering, but it just looked like he did steer straight off the racetrack. So this lap's invalidated for him. Davis is going to go across the line, but he's invalidated his lap as well. So Kronos Grand is just about to start his lap. So it looks like Adam Fleets is going to be the first man to set a lap time here in this session. I'm not sure what's happened here with Sonic. But keeping it well off the racing line. But let's see, is Adam Fleets going to be able to get a lap time on the board? Looks like he is. As he heads to the line, and Adam Fleets does a 1:33.8. And then Hardcase does a 34.0. But a good lap time there from Hardcase on the medium compound tyres. Stefan now goes quickest, followed closely by his teammate. Look how close they are. 0.06 of a second between them. So very good there from the two Haas cars. Goblin out there on hard tyres, but he's invalidated his first attempt as well. So I think the next car through is going to be Kronos Grand, but he's also invalidated this lap. It is very easy around here to have your lap times deleted. The track limits are very easy to get around here. The track limit penalties with so much runoff area. You need to go slightly offline and it will invalidate your lap time. CR Mac has done the same thing as well. So only 4 cars have set lap times. And Zonic saying he's got a loss of steering inputs at the moment. Well, I did think that. Looks like he's got it back again a little bit now. So, can someone now get a lap time on? CR Mac is going again. And so is Kronos Grand, running it very wide out of turn 6. But just about within track limits. The two Haas cars going round again. And they are both... Well, Stefan certainly is improving. He does a 1:31.5. And Jansen does a 32.1. So the two Haas cars at the moment setting the pace. So Kronos Grand is on a lap. Here is Goblin. He's about to complete a lap. Now he's on the hard tyres, saving his soft tyres for later on in the session, of course. And he has gone second on a 31.9. So good lap there from him. Kronos Grand now coming through the final corner. Very good time actually there from Goblin on the hard compound tyres. Here comes Kronos Grand. He's out there on the softs. He does a 34.7. That's good enough at the moment for 6th place. CR Mac is on a lap. And Davis has improved. He does a 33.9. He goes 5th fastest at the moment. Of course, don't forget, everyone's making it through. But it's nice to see a lot of drivers getting a bit of extra practice in. And CR Mac goes second now on a 31.8. So Ali And Not Doolin, of course, retired from this session, as Hardcase has just jumped into second place on a 31.7 on the medium compound tyres. You do get the feeling there's a lot more to come. Of course, I don't think they're all going to be pushing to the absolute extreme. And, of course, they've all got quite a few laps of fuel on board. But it's looking close out there already, isn't it? This is Jansen in the Haas. And he's going quicker again. A quarter of a second up in the first sector on his previous best. As that is Hardcase moving nicely out of the way of the two Haas cars. Zonic has pitted in the McLaren, so he's the only driver left in the session who's yet to set a time. See if anyone else. Stefan isn't improving. We've seen Hardcase moving out of the way already. Of course, this could be quite good information for Goblin going around there on the hard tyres. See how they feel, because if the race is dry, which is what is forecast, then those hard tyres could come in very, very useful for him later on. It's very low tyre wear around here. It's very smooth racetrack. So the tyre wear does tend to be very, very low. But let's see what Jansen can do now. This is his fourth lap on this set of tyres. And he does improve again at 31.9 to move up into fourth place. So it's Stefan from Hardcase, NCR Mac, Jansen, Goblin. Jansen 1,000th of a second quicker than Goblin. Adam Fleet's sixth fastest at the moment, and he's on another lap. Davis is seventh. He's in the pits. Kronos Grand is out there as well. And Zonic has just left the pit lane once again. He is on his outlap in the McLaren on the same set of soft tyres, so not using up another set of tyres. So 7 minutes to go in this session. Lots of valuable information for the drivers here. Goblin looks like he's going again. Let's see. First sector, he's found another couple of tenths. Got to say, those hard tyres, they will take a while to warm up around here. With it being such a smooth surface, it can be difficult to generate the heat. But, got to say, at the moment, they're looking like a pretty solid tyre and looking pretty quick as well. 6.5 minutes to go. As I said, everyone's making it through. Hopefully we're going to have a couple more join for Q2. But let's see, Goblin's backs out of this lap, I think. Yes, he's invalidated it, so he's not going to improve this time. Adam Fleet's improved by a fraction. He remains in sixth position. Kronos Grand, a fraction up on his previous best in the first sector. Let's see what his middle sector time. A fraction down. And Zonic, his teammate for this evening, has just started his lap. Davis is... Everyone's out there on the track at the moment that's still left in the session. As I said, a bit of an extra practice session for a lot of these drivers. So, there is your current fastest driver in this session so far. Stefan, a 1:31.5. As I said, I don't think they will be pushing to the absolute limit. And it looks like Stefan's actually just building up a bit of battery at the moment for his lap. Zonic has invalidated. Kronos Run didn't improve. Adam Fleets is going a lot quicker, although a big slide there. But he was about a second up. So let's see what this time is as he goes across the line. And Adam Fleets, he improves by a second and a half, remains in sixth. But that really underlines what I was saying. There is a lot more time to come from pretty much everyone out there. Oh, and Goblin spins it. Goblin spun it there. Wow, he wasn't improving on this lap, about a tenth and a half down. But that's a rare error from Goblin. And with Meatball not racing this evening, this is a great chance for him potentially to take the championship lead here this evening. 20 points down on his teammate. If he can win the race, he will take the lead in the Drivers' World Championship. So he's back in the pits. Jansen's improving again. Stefan well off the racetrack there. So it looks like his hard case here is a couple of tenths down. So let's have a look if anyone else is improving. Davis is improving. He's found a couple of tenths in the first sector. 3.5 minutes to go in this session. And they are, I have to say, that most of them are really utilising this extra time they've got to practice. And Davis, a quarter of a second up on his previous best. Oh, Kronos Grand really pushing the track limits there. Really going for it out of turn 6. And so can Davis continue and keep this lap going and improve his overall lap time? Bit wide in the penultimate corner, and that's put him wide in the final corner. And he spins it under acceleration. So maybe there is a little bit of lack of grip out there, and he's deciding to come in the pit lane after that spin. Zonic, by the way, did get a lap time on the board, and he now goes third fastest. So as I know, a lot of drivers won't be pushing to the limit, but look how close it is there. From second to 6, covered by 0.2 of a second. Adam Fleet's only a couple of tenths behind that. And Stefan is only a couple of tenths in front of them. So very, very close between the drivers at the top. So will we see any more lap times from anybody? I think the drivers who have come in, probably not. As CR improves by a tenth, and it moves him up into second place, but still very, very close. I mean, there's 27 thousandths covering second to fourth here. That's how close it is at the moment. Kronos Grand isn't improving on this lap, and again, he's invalidated, so he will probably have one more attempt at this if he's got the fuel. I think a hard case is going for another one as well. Third place at the moment. So let's see what his first sector time is as he comes down to turn 3. And he's nearly 0.3 down in the first sector on his previous best. CR Mac, I think he might be trying to just build up the battery for one more attempt. Will Kronos Grand? Yes, Kronos Grand is going to get round again. So he is going to try again. This is his 9th lap out there. So really utilising the time. CR Mac said he'd been 0.2 in the last corner, so that would have put him right up there with Stefan. So CR Mac into the pits. And Kronos Grand a quarter of a second down in the first sector. And the session is now over. So Hardcase is going to finish his lap. There's only Hardcase and Kronos Grand out there on the track at the moment. So Hardcase goes across the line and he doesn't improve. But third place, a good first part of qualifying for him. And it looks like we have had someone else join. MJ Ryan has joined for his debut here tonight. Kronos Grand is just going to complete his lap. And yeah, see how Max saying a lot of sandbagging going on. I certainly agree. So will Kronos Grand finish his lap, or will he come into the pits? No, he's going to finish his lap. Big wheel spin out of the final corner, and Kronos Grand goes across the line. And I don't think he improves in the end, a 34.7. So there we see the results from Q1. A bit of an irrelevant session in some ways, because everyone's made it through. But we saw a lot of the drivers really utilising that extra 18 minutes of practice that they've had. Quite a few laps they managed to get in. But I know there's some sandbagging going on, but you know what? It looks very close out there. And keep an eye out on Goblin. Only 4/10 off of Stefan, and he's on the hard compound tyres. So sandbagging or not, he's done a good job to get within 4/10 of the soft tyre runner, Stefan. So, as I said, we have had someone else join. We've got Ryan now joined as well in the Red Bull. So, we're up to 12. So, Q2, we lose 3 minutes off the time. And only the top 10 make it into Q3. So, at the moment, we're going to lose the slowest 2 from this session. Although, I'm just trying to have a look. It doesn't look like Ryan's here at the moment. So we'll see what's going on there. But rain is forecast, don't forget, for this session. When in this session it's going to come, I don't know. But at the moment, it's still looking dry out there. So will they try and just get out as quick as possible? So there is a couple of cars now heading out. There's one of them, Jansen in the Haas. We've also got Zonic out in the McLaren. Also Adam Fleets in the Alfa Romeo. Hardcase in the other Alfa Romeo is now out as well. CR Mac is leaving the pits as well. And they're all starting to pile out now. Kronos Grand is coming out. Stefan is coming out. Not Doolan is coming out as well in the Aston Martin. So the only two people at the moment staying in the pits are Goblin and Davis. Stefan has gone out on medium tyres. So he maybe is feeling a little bit more confident about his pace around here. Going to try and save a set of soft tyres for the race. But Hardcase is the first car on track. So he's going to be the first man to attempt to set a time here in Q2. Already 2 minutes gone from this session. It is a long lap round here. We saw lap times of over 90 seconds. So it can be, certainly in Q3, a bit of a tight squeeze to get the laps in, especially when you're doing the slow out laps as well. And apparently there's rain in 10 to 15 minutes. So right toward the end of this session, the rain will be coming down and we could have a wet Q3. So that will spice things up quite a bit. But Hardcase is on his lap now. So is Zonic as well in the McLaren. And also Jansen in the Haas. They are all starting their laps. You can just see the McLaren in the background behind Hardcase. And yellow flags in the final corner. I think that's just people just trying to give themselves a little bit of extra space. And Ali is still in the pits as well. So we've got 3 cars still in the pits. But at the moment, Hardcase still... Jansen has invalidated. Hardcase hasn't. So what about Zonic? He has. We saw him invalidate a few laps, didn't we, in Q1? As I said, very, very easy to do around here, though. The track limits are very savage around here. But you've got to push hard and run close to it, because otherwise you'll be a lot slower every lap. You've got to maximise it. And it looks like Ryan's having a few problems getting in. Hopefully he'll be able to get in for the race. So here comes Hardcase. He's the first man to set a lap time here in Q2. And he does a 34.9 with not an awful lot of battery use. That's not a particularly quick lap. I don't know if he backs out of it, made a mistake somewhere early on that we didn't see, but a lot of drivers have invalidated. Adam Fleets goes fastest, and that is comfortably the fastest we've seen so far tonight, a 30.0. Kronos Grand goes second on a 34.1. CR Mac has invalidated his laps. He's not going to get on the board. What about Not Dolan? He goes second fastest at 132.1. And now Stefan goes second on a 130.1. And that is on the medium compound tyres as well. So Stefan really looking like he's got a lot of pace here this evening already. So Jansen now. He invalidated his first effort. He's trying again. It's Adam Fleets from Stefan. Then we got Not Doolin, Kronos Grand and Hardcase as the only drivers to have set lap times so far in this session. But I think certainly the bottom two, that is, they're not representative lap times. I think they can go a lot quicker than that. But we'll see as the session unfolds as Goblin starts his first attempt here in Q2. That just leaves Ali in the Ferrari still in the pits as Jansen goes across the line. He does a 130.3. That puts him into third place. And Zonic does a 132.8. That's sixth place for him in the McLaren. CR Mac is just about to complete his lap. And he does a 30.7. That puts him fourth. So, Goblin coming through the middle sector. Can he put himself up there? As he goes, that's such a fast corner. The entry speed into there is incredible. It really is. You've got to have a car that's handling well to really throw it into that corner. Same with this one here, the penultimate corner. And that Ferrari is handling very nicely indeed. Down into the final corner. And Goblin comes up toward the line. A lot of wheel spin on the exit. And that's a 130.6, fourth place. Ryan, I don't know if that was you trying to join, but, well, it's not that bonkers. It's worked for us for a long time. I don't know if that was you trying to join, but, well, I hope you do manage to get to race if that is you. It is definitely clouding over out there. It does look like it's going to rain any second. Davis on a lap. Really is getting dark out there, isn't it? And Hardcase is saying that he was struggling to get temperature in his tyres. So that's why he did one slow lap and then did a push lap. And, well, I really think it's going to rain any second now. So the likes of Ali, who's still in the pits, he might not even make it out of Q2 here and into Q3. And I think it has started, has it? I just saw a few drops of rain. But let's see what Davis can do. And, so it's saying first out. Is that 40% wear after one lap? That's quite worrying if it is. But here comes Davis across the line. He goes 8th fastest at 1:32.1. Kronos Grand is trying again. He's just started his second attempt. So Kronos Grand now coming through the first sector. Davis is just in front of him. Oh, a bit of oversteer there. I think he'll be... Oh, and Davis spins it in front of him. Right, okay, yes. Zonic saying he did his first run on the tyres he used in... His first run he did on tyres he used in Q1, so that is potentially why he's not up there with the quickest at the moment. Ryan is going to be joining in the race, but Kronos Grand is still improving. Not sure what's happened to Ali. But he's not here at the moment. And it looks like he's going to be out of the session. There's 5 minutes to go as Kronos Grand comes down to the last corner. On board with the McLaren now as he heads across the line. And he goes third fastest at 1:30.1. Great effort there from Kronos Grand. And a purple final sector as well. So very good lap indeed from Kronos Grand. Well, where's that pace suddenly come from? He's nailed that lap right up there with the leaders. So very, very well done to Kronos Grand. This is his teammate. He's 6.5 tenths up in the first sector compared to his previous best. Don't forget, he did his first run on the tyres he used in Q1. So let's see what his middle sector's like. He's a second up, so at the moment that would put him up into 8th place. And Stefan's retired from the session, not Doolan. He's not going to improve either, and he's into the pits. But I think if Ali's not coming out, then that could be our top 10, because it really does look like it's going to rain any second. But where can Zonic go? Can he get himself up there with the leaders as well? I mean, what a lap though from Kronos Grand, right up there with the top drivers here this evening. As here comes Zonic across the line, and he goes 7th fastest. He also goes into the 1:30s. Will we see a 1:29 here tonight? And Ali does now leave the pits. Well, he's got to hope that that rain does hold off, because it's been threatening for a while, and we heard it was about 10 to 15 minutes out at the start of this session, which is about 10 to 15 minutes. Ali cutting corners everywhere here at the moment. Davis on an out lap in front of him. CR Mack is back out on the same set of tyres. But the top two retired from the session. They've done enough, surely, to make it through to the top 10 shootout. So CR Mack about to start his final attempt. Goblin is out on track as well. There he is on his out lap. And here is Ali. Well, he's got to get this lap perfect, because one invalidation and that could be him out of qualifying. I mean, seen how easy it is to invalidate around here. Not Doolan out on track as well. Very, very close between him and Davis. And of course, if Ali can get a lap time in, although it has now started raining out there. So Ali's now got the pressure of trying to get a lap in before the end of qualifying and not making a mistake, and the rain starting to fall. So has he left it just a little bit too late here, Ali? Let's have a look through the first chicane. Davis just behind him as well. Let's see what Ali can do now. Through the first sector. And a good first sector so far. He's got to hope. I mean, that rain does look like it's coming down quite hard, doesn't it? Will he struggle right at the end of the lap? CR Mac. He's invalidated. He's not improving. Goblin is on his out lap. Or just started his flying lap. We got a minute to go. He's a fraction up in the first sector. So there does just seem to be still enough grip out there. What can Ali do? Can he get himself into the top 10 and knock the likes of Davis out? Not Doolan just starting his lap as well. He's currently in 9th place. So here comes Ali through the final sector. Well, he's left it late, but has he timed this to perfection? Will he get himself just into Q3 as he now comes across the line? And he does, well, only just a 31.6. And Davis has come into the pits. Not Doolan. He's a couple of tenths down on his previous best in the first sector. And Goblin's coming in as well. So it looks like Davis is the car that's going to be knocked out. Yeah, not Doolan's given up as well. So that's it. I think and Ali spun it. That's, well, he just about timed it okay. And just made it through. That could have been embarrassing for him there if that hadn't worked. But look how hard the rain's coming down. Are they even going to be able to be on intermediates for the final part of qualifying? Might they have to look at full wets? But, as he cuts through the chicane, but that is your top 10. Adam Fleet, Stefan, Kronos Grand, an excellent lap from him up there in 3rd place. Jansen 4th in the Haas. Goblin 5th, CR Max 6th. Zonic 7th in the 2nd McLaren. 8th for Hardcase. 9th, this man Ali, who's really struggling now with the conditions on the slicks. And Not Doolan just made it through as well in 10th place. Davis tries to do another lap. And look at the spray coming up now. And, well, that was an interesting one there from Ali. But anyway, Davis is the driver knocked out. So we have our top 10 shootout. So let's see if the man who was knocked out will come and talk to us. Davis, 11th on the grid. Be good if he can. But we're going to start Q3. And it's going to be, from the looks of it, a very wet session. And yes, it's a slippery track anyway. We've seen drivers spinning in the dry conditions. What are they going to be like now in the full wet or certainly intermediate conditions that we've got right here? We lose 3 minutes off the time. Once again, we're down to just 12 minutes now for this session. Is the rain going to get worse? Will it be worth them going straight out there on the intermediates? The other thing with these intermediate tyres is very often you need a couple of laps to get the temperature fully up. So the first flying lap on them may not be the quickest one. You may need to do a couple of warm-up laps to get the intermediates fully up to temperature. We've seen it before, the sheen that comes off them when they first come out of the mould. We've seen the nice shiny tyres that they've had for the last couple of years. But that doesn't help you in these conditions. Makes it really, really slippery. So they need to burn that off and try and let the actual tread of the tyres, the heat's generated by that tread block moving around in these conditions, and they need to just get that sheen off so the tread block can fully bite into the racetrack. As Onyx saying, a fun Q3 with a dry setup. It certainly will be, but it's the same for everyone out there. So let's see who has got it right. We're looking at Kronos Grand at the moment, and he was very quick in the dry Q2. He could be one to watch. And CR Mac is saying it's going to dry up before the end of the session. I very much doubt, though, that we will be back to slicks at the end, because it's already very wet out there. So unless it stops raining now, which it is still raining out there, I very much doubt we'll be back to slicks. Ali's still in the pit, so he's the only driver to stay in the pit lane. There's an Alfa Romeo in front of Kronos Grand, which is hard case. And Zonic said it could be dry. Well, I think he'd be a brave man to try slicks here, but who knows? So, hard case is first man to attempt a lap here in Q3. Kronos Grand just behind him. And then just behind that, we have a Haas of Janssen. Then we've got Not Doolan. Then we've got Adam Fleets. They're all coming through. As I said, Ali still in the pits. So, hard case now coming through the first sector. And we saw how difficult it was for the drivers to stay within track limits in the dry. It's going to be even worse in the wet with a lack of grip. And there's something happened in the first sector. Is that Goblin? Yes, Goblin's made a mistake in the first sector. So that's his first lap, looking like it's already over for him. But there's still enough time. We've got just under 9 minutes to go. But it is tight, really, to get, 2 or 3 quick laps in around here. It was 90-second laps, even in the dry. You can probably add, I would say, probably at least 10 seconds onto that in these conditions. So it's not going to be easy to get that many qualifying laps in. So we could see a very mixed up grid here. Hard case coming down to the last couple of corners. And he's kept it nice and neat. I have to say, it's still raining out there. And if anything, the Rooster Tails are getting worse behind the cars, not better. So I very much doubt we'll be on slicks before the end. Here comes Hard Case as he goes across the line. He does a 140.2. What about Kronos Grand? He's invalidated, so it's Janssen's going to be the next one through. And he too invalidated, so he's trying again. Ali is now out on the racetrack. Not Doolan's going across the line. He goes second on a 141.1. There he is. Next up is Zonic. Can he get up there? 140.2 from him. What about Stefan? He goes fastest of all by a second. What a lap by Stefan. A 139.2. Goblin does a 154.6, but we saw him make that error in the first corner. CR Mac on a lap as well. Kronos Grand has invalidated this lap as well. CR Mac in the final set. Oh, look at that. That's how little grip they've got. And that's even on the intermediates. So he is going to go again, though. But he might just do another lap, maybe even just warm these tyres up a little bit more. So Adam Fleets looks like just in front of him. But CR Mac goes 5th fastest. And Ali's now just starting his lap in the second Ferrari. Let's see how Goblin's doing. Look at that, much better. 9 nearly 10 seconds up. So let's see what he can do now. Can he get himself up there with the leaders? Stefan, a second clear. And very close between Hardcase and Zonic. Just a quarter of a tenth between those two. Where is Goblin going to put himself in this? 6 minutes to go. We're halfway through the final part of qualifying already. Listen to the wheel spin on the way out of the final corner. We heard it in the dry anyway. It's even worse here in the wet. And look at that from Goblin. A 139.1 to take pole away from Stefan. Stefan's just behind him on the racetrack. Can he? No, he's already invalidated. I was going to say, can he do anything about it? Ali's invalidated as well. Kronos Grand is trying again. Adam Fleets is on a lap. He had his first one invalidated. He's trying again here. Jansen's come into the pits. So Adam Fleets goes across the line and he takes provisional pole on a 139.0. So the top three really are looking very quick. CR Max retired from the session. Ali comes into the pits as well. Kronos Grand coming through the final sector. Now, can he get it? He was actually up there with the top few, wasn't he, in Q2? Can he get himself up there again? But it's a wheel spin on the exit as he now heads to the line. See how Matt's saying. And apparently Matt did put it in the wall in the final sector. But Kronos Grand goes 5th. So CR Mack out of the session. He's going to start 8th at best. Jansen's back out on track. And CR Mack is saying it's very, very slippery out there. And he had 2 purple sectors as well. And from the looks of it has stopped raining. Will anyone attempt slicks? Well, I just can't see the slicks working. People are struggling out there on the intermediates. But who knows? Zonic has put... Oh no, he's now put another set of intermediates on. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. Hardcase and Kronos both invalidated these laps. Are they going to come into the pits or are they going to try... Or are they going to stay out? It will have to be a quick turnaround if they're going to get in and out again. Here's your current pole sitter, Adam Fleets. What is he going to do? Looks like he's just building up a bit of battery to me. And he's going to give it another go. As Jansen starts another lap. He had that one. He was on his out lap. Now Ali's put on a set of slicks. Is he going to try and come out of the pits? Whatever they're going to do, they're going to have to... Those in the pits, which is pretty much most of them, they're going to have to make their decision very soon because it's a long pit lane. And it's a long lap in these conditions. So Jansen now yet to set a lap. Zonic is out there. He has stuck with the intermediates. What about Adam Fleets? He is also on the intermediates. Stefan is out there on the softs. So Stefan is going for it. This is brave. This is brave. It's all or nothing from Stefan. Is Goblin doing the same thing? It is all or nothing, you would think, if you, for the likes of Stefan who are attempting it. But Jansen now coming through to complete his flying lap here in qualifying with 2 minutes to go. Is anyone else going to attempt the intermediates? It looks like one of the Ferraris is. I'm trying to see which one that is. It is... No, Ali's gone out. He's on intermediates. As Jansen goes fastest of all, the track is improving. And Jansen's taken pole by a huge margin. A 137.9. And now Adam Fleet beats it again. by 8/1000ths of a second. The track is improving all the time. Goblin, Stefan, Hardcase are all out there on slick tyres. They're going to struggle to even get around, though, to start their flying lap. Certainly Goblin is. Stefan should be okay. Hardcase is going to struggle. So is Kronos Grand, who's gone out there on a new set of intermediates. Not Doolan. He's out there on slicks. And Ali's out there on intermediates as well. So a real mix of tyres going on here. But 8/1000ths of a second. And Zonny said he went for slicks and it changed him back, where he's retired from the session. He's 7th on the grid at best. But we've seen just how much the track's developing. If you can get these slicks turned on, it might just work for you. They're going to have a tough time getting this to the line in time. Goblin might just do it, you know. Stefan has. I'm not sure if anyone else will, you know. No, the session's over and Goblin didn't make it either. So this could be dream ticket for Stefan or not Doolan or Ali. We got 2 on slicks, 1 on intermediates. No one else quite made it on time, and Ali is going very quickly as well. And he's on the intermediates. I said this is going to be a mixed-up grid. Stefan has found over a second in just the first sector. The slicks might just have come in good at the right time. And Stefan now going through the middle sector. He's 2.5 seconds up. And Stefan looks like, if he can keep it together, he might just snatch pole position here. Not Doolan is improving as well. What can Ali do on those intermediates? But Stefan now in the final sector. Ali just behind him. And he comes into the final corner. And this could have been timed to absolute perfection here as Stefan goes across the line. And he takes pole position by 2.8 seconds. Ali takes second on a 35.6. What is not Doolan going to do? He jumps up to second place. So, third place. The slicks were just about okay right at the end. And Stefan just crossed the line in time and timed it to perfection and takes pole position. Let's see if he'll come and chat to us. So Stefan on pole with Ali alongside him. Not Doolan in third. Adam Fleets in fourth. Jansen fifth. Goblin sixth. He just ran out of time. So did Hardcase. Kronos Grand in 8th. Zonic in 9th. CR Mac in 10th position. I hope our pole man will come and chat to us. It would be good to hear from him because that was a perfect decision to go onto the slick tyres and timed it perfectly to just get around in time. Fortunately, it doesn't look like the pole man's going to come and join us. So we have a few minutes break between now and the start of the race. We've got a bit of a mixed-up grid. It is going to be a very exciting race tonight. Stay tuned. The French Grand Prix is on its way. So here we go. The drivers are just starting their formation lap. Let me run you through the grids and also what tyres everyone is starting on. Stefan starts on pole position. He is on the mediums. Ali alongside him on the hard compound tyres. Row 2, not Doolan in the Aston Martin and Adam Fleets in the Alfa Romeo. They both start on the medium compound tyres as well. Row 3, Jansen in the Haas and Goblin in the second Ferrari. Jansen on the mediums, Goblin is on the hards. Row 4, Hardcase in the Alfa Romeo and Kronos Grand in the McLaren. They both start on medium tyres. Row 5, Zonic in the second McLaren. Keep an eye out on him. He starts on the softs, and alongside him, CR Mack on the medium tyres. Row 6, Davis in the Mercedes starts on the mediums, and Ryan starts there in the Red Bull on the soft compound tyres. And at the back, Pyro has joined us as well. He is in the Mercedes this evening, and he lines up on the medium compound tyres. I will apologise in advance for any camera angle you may or may not have at the start. I do not control that, but I hope it gives me a decent one. 27 lap race. Safety cars are unusual around here, not unheard of, but normally with the very wide runoff areas, it's very hard to actually hit a wall and end up needing a safety car around here. But who knows what may happen. So they're going to start lining up on the grid very, very shortly. It's a long race. As I was saying, 27 laps. Who is going to get away best? And it looks like it's giving me a not too bad camera angle here. So I hope it keeps with this. Stefan on the right. Ali just behind him. Behind that, not Doolan. His first race as well. He lines up in third place in the Aston Martin. Behind that is Adam Fleets in the Alfa Romeo. And I can't see the lights, but I assure you they're on and it's lights out. And away we go. It's a great start from Adam Fleets. Stefan's had a decent start as well. Ali with a terrible start has dropped a couple of places already on those hard compound tyres, but Stefan leads into turn 1 and Adam Fleets is up into second place. Ali trying to fight back. And Ali has recovered into third position, but what a start from Stefan. And Adam Fleets from fourth on the grid has instantly moved into second position as Jansen and Goblin. And there is someone is off. That is the two McLarens. Have they made contact? The two McLarens have fallen to the back. And I'm just trying to think, is there any damage to either? It doesn't look like it, but the two McLarens, they're running very close together. I've now dropped to the back, but look at the lead that Stefan is getting already. And Ali's really turning those hard tyres on very, very quickly. He's closed right back up again on Adam Fleets. And then behind that, we've got CR Mack challenging Goblin. But Goblin, Goblin behind Jansen. Sorry, Goblin right up behind Jansen. That is for fifth place. Pyro's had an excellent start as well. From the back up into 8th place. Ryan as well up from 12th to 9th. Azonic and Hardcase is down there as well. Does he have any damage? It doesn't actually look like he's in the race at the moment, unfortunately, Hardcase. But across the line to complete the first lap, Stefan leads by nearly 1.5 seconds. And look at Goblin now trying to get past Jansen. And it looks like he's made it stick. And Goblin's through. He had a much better run out of the final corner. And Goblin up into 5th. So those hard tyres, they look like they're warming up quite quickly for the two drivers who started on them, which are the two Ferraris. A lot of changes of position. Pyro's got past the Mack. Davis has got past Ryan. And Kronos Grand has got past Zonic. So, but here is your race leader, and he's continuing to just stretch away in the lead. 2 seconds clear now of Adam Fleets, who's still got Ali behind him. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. And then another bit of a gap behind Ali to Not Doolan, with a bit of a queue starting to form behind him with Goblin and Jansen brothers. Jansen and Pyro, and here goes Goblin up the inside. Don't see a move there, and there's contact, and Goblin spins. Goblin spins round. Oh, and Kronos Grand there on the racing line nearly hit him, but disaster for Kronos Grand. For Goblin. Little bit of touching wheels, and it has spun him around, and it looks like, and Ryan's off the track. So Ryan's dropped to the back of the field, but Stefan, fastest lap of the race, leads by 2 seconds now. And in the middle of all that as well, Jansen's got past Not Doolan and has taken 4th place. So Ali now will have the DRS assistance as Pyro. Oh, that was brave, round the outside of Not Doolan, and now CR Mac trying to follow him through. And Not Doolan has left the session. So hopefully he'll be able to get back. But yes, Ali is past Adam Fleet. So Ali up into 12th place. Zonic, by the way, there he is, has pitted and has put on a set of hard tyres. He is running now last in 13th position. But Ali starting to come back at Stefan here now after taking second from Adam Fleet, has taken about a half a second out of the race leader as Kronos Grand starts his fight back through the field by getting past Kronos Grand and up into 9th place. Meanwhile, Davis now gets past Not Doolan. I hope Not Doolan rejoins and can get back in the race, because he was running quite well there. But Davis up into 7th place now in this race. Stefan leads by a reduced margin as Ali sets fastest lap of the race on a 1:32.9. It's what I was saying before. Those hard tyres, they take a while to get going, but once they do look like they're quite quick. We saw that from Goblin in the first part of qualifying. But can Ali drag Adam Fleets with him? Adam Fleets has kept within DRS. And I think he'll just be hoping he could just be pulled along by that Ferrari. Jansen still running in 4th. Pyro, what a start to the race he's had. From the back of the field, Pyro is up into 5th in this race. And Zonic back in again. Change of front wing. So I don't know. Maybe there was damage after that. Maybe there was contact between the 2 McLarens at the start. And it's ended up giving him front wing damage. And maybe the team just didn't change it on his last stop. But Stefan is seeing his lead being eroded here. It's down to 1.2 seconds. And still Adam Fleets is hanging on in there. Pyro, meanwhile, has got to within DRS of Jansen. That's the fight for 4th. And CR Mac isn't that far behind them either. Goblin is closing up on Davis. That's the fight for 7th. And I'm just hoping Not Doolan is back in the race. And it appears he is. So Not Doolan is back in. He's 10th now. There is Ryan in 11th place. And we've got Hardcase, who isn't in the race at all, it seems. He's 12th. And then Zonic, after 2 stops, is 13th. So Stefan leads, and he's now got Ali within DRS, who has dragged Adam Fleets with him. And these 3 are 5 seconds nearly clear of Jansen, who is now really got Pyro snapping at his heels, also well within DRS as well. So Stefan now, for the first time in this race, he's going to come under pressure. Ali not quite close enough on the run down to the chicane in the middle of the Mistral straight. But Adam Fleet's just hanging on as well. What about Pyro? He's not quite close enough either to get past Jansen. Jansen with a bit of wheel spin on the exit. This could be the opportunity he was looking for. He's going to be brave. We saw what happened before with Goblin and not Doolin down here. But Pyro is, he thought about a little look, but not quite close enough. Now, can Ali? He's got to within just 3/10 of the race leader and crucially has dropped Adam Fleet out of his DRS race. Bit of a mistake there from Stefan. And this could be the lead going here for Stefan as they head down toward turn 1. And Ali goes into the lead. So Ali takes the lead of the race from Stefan. A bit of a mistake from Stefan in the final corner. Jansen still keeping Pyro behind him. And CR Mac is closing back in once again now. Goblin has got past Davis and up into 7th place. But can Stefan hang on? It does make you wonder where, I mean, you'd think those mediums would still give him a bit of an advantage. He's coming back at Ali here, though. He's got a great run on him, but he's not quite close enough to thought better of it. Easy trying to just protect those tyres a little bit to try and help him go further. You would think you will have the advantage of an undercut later on, because surely he's going to have to stop sooner than Ali. He has another little look there into Labuse, not quite close enough. But I would suggest here that Stefan is pacing himself as Pyro does now finally get past Jansen, or does he? No, Jansen's hung on. Pyro trying the old switcheroo. And look at this, they're wheel-to-wheel CR back in there as well. And Pyro has to tuck back in. And this is massively helping Goblin, 5 seconds behind them. Massively helping Goblin. Big lot of wheel spin out of the final corner from Pyro. Is he going to be close up? He doesn't look to have as much straight line speed as some of the others. And he's weaving about. And look how close they are as they come down into the first chicane. And CR Mac takes avoiding action. CR Mac goes across the chicane. But wow, that was very, very close down the pit straight. And still Stefan hanging on quite comfortably, you'd have to say, to Ali. Adam Fleet's now 2 seconds behind them. There he is. But crucially, 7 seconds clear of the massive fight going on behind. And here comes Stefan having a look at Ali. Not quite close enough. As Pyro, can he finally now make that stick past Jansen and up into 4th place? I think he can. CR Mac can have a little look in there as well. Not quite close enough. But you have to say, I still think Stefan is just protecting his tyres a little bit, because the rate at which Ali closed up on him, you would have thought he'd have had quite a big pace advantage, but at the moment he cannot break free, and Stefan looks comfortably able to keep up with him. If anything, you'd say at the moment, Stefan's actually looking slightly quicker of the two, so maybe it's Ali protecting his tyres, who knows? We're on lap 7 of this race. Oh, a little bit wide there in the last corner from Ali. Can Stefan be close enough this time? As he heads down towards turn 1, he's got a good slipstream. DRS wide open. And I'd say at the moment, I just don't think he's going for it. We've been on board with him a couple of times, and we've heard him lifting out of it when he might just be close enough to go for a move. So at the moment, Ali leads from Stefan. They are 2.5 seconds clear of Adam Fleet. Still that big fight going on for 4th place. Oh. Now what's happened there? Pyro moved across and almost just let Jansen through there. So what was that all about? But it's cost him, because CR Max got past him. So CR Mac has pounced on that and taken 5th place. I'm not quite sure what that was all about there from Pyro. Why did he move over and let Jansen back through? He fought so long and so hard to get past him. Wilding back through, and Kronos Crown gets past Davis, and Not Doolan pounces as well. Davis a little bit late on the brakes into the chicane, and Not Doolan has pounced as well. So he's up into 9th position now in this race. And Stefan, by the way, has retaken the lead from Ali. So Stefan back into the lead. Will Ali go for it again? Down the pit straight. We're on lap 8, but they're nearly 1/3. Starting lap 9, we're on the 1/3 distance lap. And it's Stefan from Ali. Look how close they are. Adam Fleet's keeping a watching brief in 3rd. And then this huge fight going on for 4th. Jansen, CR Mac, Pyro, and Goblin is catching them quite quickly. 3.5 seconds down the road. And Stefan gets a penalty. That could be crucial later on at the end of the race. We've seen penalties. We saw it last weekend, didn't we, with Goblin losing the race victory because of the penalty that he had. But Stefan is now, is he going to try and make a bit of a break? Because he's certainly pulling away a little bit from Ali. Now, back to this fight for 4th. Jansen, CR Mac, Pyro. CR Mac's going to go for it. And he's through. CR Mac takes 4th place from Jansen. I have to say, these three at the moment are actually pulling away from Goblin. So Goblin 3.5 seconds behind him. And look how close they're still going. Here comes Pyro. Having a look as well. Jansen having a look at CR Mac. They all tuck back into line. So surely this is going to start slowing these up. The other fight going on out there is between Kronos Grand and Not Doolan for 8th place, with Davis a couple of seconds behind them. But Stefan continues to lead this race by 0.5 second from Ali, with Adam Fleet still keeping a watching brief in 3rd place. Here we go again. CR Mac this time. Jansen is the one trying to find a way past. Not quite close enough. And Pyro sitting back at the moment in 6th. Goblin is just about closing in on these three. Just over 3. So there he is in the Ferrari. Just over 3 seconds behind them. In 7th place. We saw that spin from Goblin earlier after a little bit of contact with Not Doolan. And, well. And here comes Jansen. And, well, people have been trying to get past Jansen all evening here for 4th place. And he's still there. He just will not be moved from it. And Ali's closing right in on Stefan once again. What a fight these two are having. And at the moment as well, they're pulling away comfortably from Adam Fleet as Not Doolan gets past Kronos. But they are now 3.5 seconds clear of Adam in 3rd, who is 8 seconds clear of the fight for 4th place. I have to say, championship-wise as well, with that spin from Goblin and Meatball not racing this evening, this could be a very good day championship-wise for Adam Fleet. Even if he finishes 3rd, he was 26 points off the championship lead. At the moment, as things stand, that would cut that down to 11. So Adam Fleet's bringing himself into championship contention here as things stand. But there is your fight for the lead. Haas versus Ferrari. Both got the same engine in the back of that car. Medium tyres on the Haas. Hard tyres on the Ferrari. You would think it would be about now that the medium tyres will start to struggle. We're on lap 11. And back to this fight. Briefly, let's have a look. Is Ali close enough? No, he's not. So let's go back to this fight here for 4th place. Jansen, CR Mac, Pyro. They're still battling hard, and here goes CR Mac once again, getting past the other Red Bull, other Haas in the Red Bull, up into 4th place. As Pyro gets a penalty. Oh, that's a spin! That's CR Mac! Was there contact with Jansen? It didn't seem like it to me. It looked like he spun all on his own, but CR Mac spins and has lost 1 position from that as well. And Pyro has pounced on this. And Pyro takes 4th. Now, I would suggest that maybe there was contact between Jansen and Siamak. Because, yes, look, the front wing on that Haas is damaged. So there was contact there. And Jansen has to pit. As Adam Fleets now gets a penalty as well. And Siamak in as well. Now, I would also maybe say that there might be some damage to his tyres there. Yeah, changing the tyres at the moment. Let's have a look. Jansen, yeah, change of front wing. He might slip back behind Siamak here, you know. Oh, well, it's going to be battle resumed between those two. As Ali retakes the lead. Ali, there we just cut away to it now. Ali retakes the lead from Stefan. And these two now 4.5 seconds clear of Adam Fleets, who is 9.5 clear of Pyro in 4th position. Goblin 3 seconds behind that. He's up to 5th. Not Doolan is up to 6th. So pit stops there for Jansen and Siamak has dropped them to 9th and 10th, just in the points though. So how much longer can those medium tyres last? Stefan, Adam Fleets, Pyro started on those medium tyres. When are they going to pit? Oh, and Ali runs very wide in the last corner. But Stefan not close enough. He's got DRS, but he's not close enough. I would suggest that those medium tyres do look like they're starting to give way because he's dropping back now from Ali. So I think those... I mean, he's done nearly half the race distance on them. And Siamak saying, no, he thinks he just binned it. Well, there was damage on Jansen's car, so I don't know if there was a little bit of contact. But anyway, we'll find out after the race, I'm sure. But Ali lapping Hardcase, who unfortunately isn't in the race. Adam Fleet's doing a good job there in 3rd place. Still pulling away from the cars behind him. Goblin's closing up on Pyro at the moment. Not Doolan's now pulled away to 2 seconds clear of Kronos Gran in the fight for 6th. Now, Jansen and Siamak will definitely be able to get to the end on those. So don't completely rule them out yet of maybe even getting back to where they were or close to where they were for 4th place. And Zonic's in the pits again for the 3rd time here in this race. And set of hard tyres for him. He did 1 lap on them before, if you remember, when they didn't change his front wing. And so now he's going to try and go to the end on those as well. And Stefan still not pitted. He still running 2nd, done more than half the race distance now, as they both just get past Zonic, who's just come out of the pit lane. So these two 5 seconds clear of Adam Fleets, who's 10 seconds clear of Pyro, who's still got Goblin closing in on him. How much further can these tyres go? Will they try and maybe stretch it and put on a set of softs to go to the end as Kronos Gran pits? So Kronos Gran into the pits. So will it be? I would think from here probably set a hard tyres. It is indeed. But he only is going to drop to 10th place. He's comfortably clear of Ryan, who pitted a couple of laps ago and put on the hard tyres as well. When are the leaders going to pit? We're on lap 14, over half distance in this race already. And Zonic there, look at that, in the McLaren, looking very, very quick indeed. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector. That is Davis gone off. Davis off the track. And he has dropped behind Jansen and Siamak down to 9th. And he will probably lose a position to Kronos Gran now in the pit stops. But still, Stefan does not pit on those medium tyres. Neither does Adam Fleet. I mean, to be fair to them, they don't have an awful lot to lose. They've got such a gap over the rest of the field that it's worth them, especially if Stefan wants to compete with Ali toward the end of the race. He needs to be on those on soft tyres as well, if that's what Ali's doing. So, but good job here by everyone who has yet to stop on the medium tyres, which is Stefan, Adam Fleets, Pyro, Not Doolan, and also Davis, to keep them going well beyond half distance now. But you've got to say, if you look at Zonic here, he's coming through and unlapping himself, just showing the pace of a brand new set of tyres. But as I said, they've got such a gap, those, even the top two. They're 6 seconds clear now of Adam Fleets, who's 10 seconds clear still of Pyro. Goblin's close to just over a second behind Pyro. And Zonic has unlapped himself. So there is pace in a new set of tyres, but when are they going to pit? Stefan's dropped to a 1.5 seconds behind the race leader now. So I think those medium tyres are starting to fade. One thing helping Ali here is he's getting the DRS from the back of the McLaren that's just unlapped himself. So bit of an advantage here for Ali. And it does just give him an extra couple of tenths. Oh, and that Zonic spun. Zonic spun it in turn 1. As Goblin gets past Pyro, who's in the pits. Pyro is in the pits. Set of hard tyres for him. They will get him to the end now. Where is he going to come out? He was fighting Jansen and CR Mack, don't forget, before they both had to pit earlier on. Will he come out right back with them? Do you know what? I think he will. Or just in front of them. So, well, I think Pyro will be relieved. He can do an extra lap or two there. But otherwise, that would have put him right back with them again. And he doesn't want... We saw the difficulties he had getting past them earlier in the race. Stefan's tyres are gone. I would say now he's 2 seconds behind the Ferrari in the lead. As Kronos Crown gets another penalty. But lap 16 of this race, I would say maybe... a couple of laps more, they can look at putting on a set of softs to the end. Ali's going through. What about... No, Stefan's coming in. And I would suggest as well, he's still just within undercut range as well. Now, what tyres, crucially, are they going to put on? Adam Fleets is in as well, in the Alfa Romeo. So I said they'd have the pit stop advantage. Looks like hard tyres for Alfa Romeo. And it is a set of softs going on to Stefan. And it is a set of hards for Adam Fleets. Goblin's in as well from 4th. And he's gone for a set of softs. So Adam Fleets doesn't feel that those tyres, the softs, can get into the end. Now Goblin will not want to come out with this battle, as Jansen has got past Pyro. And they both get in front of Goblin. Not Doolan still yet to stop in 4th position. He's just in front of them. But Jansen has got... Pyro must be sick of the sight of the back of that Haas. As Davis now gets a penalty. There's a McLaren spun. That is Zonic again at the chicane. So will Ali now pit? He will know. And Not Doolan. And Not Doolan's in the wall. Not Doolan is out of the race. Was there contact? We have a virtual safety car. This is perfect. And Ali will be kicking himself. He didn't pit there. Not Doolan is out of this race. Was there contact down the back straight? We saw them all very close together. And it's certainly very unusual to go into the wall there. But anyone who needs to stop, if they can, I'd stop now. If the virtual safety car lasts long enough for the likes of Davis, for example, it will certainly be worth him pitting. So Ryan has now moved into the final points paying position. And Pyro's in, so I think there must have been contact between Pyro and not Doolan down the back straight. And yeah, new front wing, new medium compound tyres for Pyro. He'd had such a good start to this race, and it's all gone a little bit wrong for him. Davis is in the pits as well. And serving a 5-second penalty. But as I said, the soft tyres go on. Now, Stefan now, he needs... That has helped him in a way in terms of getting those tyres to the end. But he needs to push on. He needs to try and get to within a pit stop of Ali. It's very close. It is about 25. And I'm again amazed Ali's not coming in. So is he sacrificing track position to be able to be in a position to have fresher tyres toward the end and attack them more? He'll know that Stefan will have to stretch those tyres out a little bit. And can Goblin now on those soft tyres? He's 8 seconds behind Adam Fleet. Can he close up in the last few laps as well? One car only is yet to stop in this race, and we're looking at him. It's Ali in the Ferrari. 24-second lead. The gap's coming down all the time. So Pyro, by the way, after that pit stop, has come out in 10th place as Goblin sets a fastest lap of the race at 1:32.1. He is now 7.5 seconds only behind Adam Fleet and is closing. Jansen is 5th. CR Mac is 6th. Then we've got Kronos 7th. Pyro is 8th. Ryan is 9th. And Davis is in the last points paying position at the moment in 10th position. Two other runners, Zonic in 11th and Hardcase, well, he's running, but he's not in the race for whatever reason. And definitely now Ali's going to lose the lead. And he's now pitting. He's coming in now. Oh, and he gets a penalty. He's sped in the pit lane. Ali, that could ruin his race. Will he serve it now? No. So he's going to have 5 seconds added on to his time at the end of this race. And Stefan's got a 3-second penalty. We know that. But that has just turned it on its head. And Stefan, I think, is going to take the lead. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. He says fastest lap. And Stefan does retake the lead. Just. So Stefan retakes the lead of this race, but that penalty, we saw him lock up on the way into the pits there, Ali, but that has turned the whole race around again. And Goblin is still catching Adam Fleet, but you've got to say at the moment, not quick enough. Only about half a second a lap, and he's still nearly 7 seconds behind him. CR Mac is 3.5 seconds behind Jansen, not really closing. Ryan at the moment now is up into 9th place. Has Davis got the pace to catch up to him? Now Ali now needs to push as hard as he can. He needs to get past that Haas and then try and build a couple of seconds lead. These two are nearly 9 seconds clear of Adam Fleet in 3rd place, who's having another good race here, Adam. Anyone watching on the Twitch chat, get your vote in for driver of the day. Type the name of the driver who you think deserves it into the chat, and I'll tally them up and give you the result at the end. But can Ali now find a way past Stefan? And even if he can, will he have the pace to pull away? Where they look very even on pace earlier on in the race. And or will Ali just be content with second on his debut? But what a race these two have had up the front. And look how close they are. Once Ali got past Adam Fleets early on and closed the gap, these two have been nose to tail virtually the whole way. And Ali is going to go for it. He's had a much better run out of there and into the DRS. Now he needs to push. He needs to try and break DRS and get a 2-second gap over Stefan to keep this race victory. And Adam Fleets is not losing any time now to Goblin. He's pulling away again. So Adam at the moment looks set for a podium. And look at Ali already really going for it. Already broken DRS. He could still take this race victory. He's going to absolutely go for it in these last few laps to try and get the 2 seconds he needs, and he's already nearly got it. Has Stefan got an answer here? Is Stefan struggling with something? Because look how quickly he's falling back. Ali sets fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.3. He won't be able to keep at that pace forever. And Ali gets another penalty. So now he needs to push on even harder. Well, at the moment, it's all heading the right way for Ali. Sorry, for Stefan. We got 2 votes in for driver of the day. Keep them coming. I'll have my own one as well at the end of the race. But it's Ali now from Stefan by 3 seconds. He knows. There he is, your race leader. He's got to build even more of a gap now after another penalty. With 5 laps to go after the one that they're on. So, Ali leads by 4 seconds. He is absolutely going for it. He still believes he can win this race. Stefan really has dropped off the pace. He's lapping in the late 1:33s at the moment. Does he have a problem or some damage that we don't know about? Because his pace has dropped off remarkably. Compared to how well he was going earlier. We're on lap 23. 4 laps to go after the one they're on. Goblin is now 9 seconds behind Adam Fleets. Adam Fleets has done a brilliant job on those hard tyres. And, well, at them now, Ali looks like he's got a big enough gap if he can maintain it. If he hasn't pushed those tyres too hard, does Stefan have a response? But, well, this championship is closing right up, isn't it? Don't forget, Goblin started the day 20 points behind Meatball, and Adam Fleets 26 points behind. As it stands, Adam Fleet's taking 15 points out of him. That'll be down to 11. And Goblin taking 12 points out of him. So there's going to be just 11 points covering the top 3 at the top of the championship. And just 8 between the top 2. It's closing right up here for the end of season run-in. But Ali is still pushing on. Nearly 6-second lead now over Stefan. And, well, we asked the question, didn't we, when he came out of the pits, especially after that penalty, would he be able to find enough pace? He more than has at the moment. And he's still stretching away. No real close battles on track apart from this one here. Kronos Grand running 7th. Now with Pyro right up behind him within DRS. It appears there was contract between Pyro and Not Doolan, which caused Not Doolan's retirement. Fastest lap at the moment is Ali with a 1:30.2. Zonic is coming to the pits. Is he just going to try and get fastest lap? He won't get a point for it, unfortunately. He's outside of the top 10. He needs another retirement for that. As a look at this, Kronos and Pyro, wheel to wheel. But look at the straight line speed. Once Kronos Grand, week after week, he sets his car up, it seems, to just be a rocket ship in a straight line. And we saw it again, Slipstream, DRS. And Pyro couldn't get anywhere near him. If anything, Kronos was pulling away. Look, it's happening again. We have seen this from Kronos a lot. He just seems to like his car that way. Has so much straight line speed and finds it very... Other people find it very, very hard to get past him. Look, in this lower corner. Oh, Pyro with a lot of wheel spin, which has cost him ground. So, yeah, Kronos Grand. Go with the Williams philosophy from the last couple of years, isn't it? Make their car as quick as possible in a straight line. And others can't get past them. Look, Kronos is pulling away. This will get so frustrating for Pyro. He needs to save up a bit of battery and hope that the battery will just about help propel him past. Kronos with a bit of a slide out of turn 2. That will put Pyro a little bit closer to him, but nowhere to overtake him there. Oh, and Ali gets another penalty. That's going to make it interesting. So, on board with Pyro. Let's have a look. And look at that. That McLaren is just a rocket ship in a straight line. And then Pyro is going to get more. And look, in the corners, he's got so much more speed. But as soon as they come to a straight, they both had a bit of a wobble there. As soon as they come to a straight, there is just nothing he can do despite Slipstream, DRS, battery being deployed. There is just nothing he can do. He's going to have to try and muscle his way through, and he's done it here. Can Kronos hang around the outside? No, he can't. Now, oh, Kronos with a very late braking move. And Pyro sees him coming. They're going to be wheel to wheel, but don't forget, Kronos is going to have the DRS down the back straight. And Pyro backs out of it. Was he trying to make sure he got the DRS? But we've seen before, it doesn't matter. We're on board with him, and he just cannot pull up. That McLaren is still quick enough in a straight line. And this is brilliant defensive driving from Kronos. He's placing his car brilliantly well to frustrate that Mercedes behind him. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector. I think that was Ryan going off the track. We're on the penultimate lap. By the way, the race leaders. And once again, I have to say, I've been in this situation as a driver. It is so frustrating. The car in front just places it perfectly every time, and you just cannot find a way through. And Kronos Grand's got every right to do this. And look, once again, he pulls alongside, and Kronos just has better straight line speed. Davis, by the way, has taken 9th place away from Ryan. And once again, Pyro up the inside. He's muscled his way through. We saw this on the last lap. Kronos Grand isn't close enough this time to try the late braking move. And Pyro now needs to hope he can pull away enough. And he already is, I think, So I don't think even with the DRS and the extra straight line speed we know that McLaren's got, I think Pyro's got that one covered. And yeah, Kronos with DRS, but he's not going to be close enough. A yellow flag in the middle sector. Is that a Haas running out of fuel? It is. Stefan's out of fuel. Disaster. Stefan is out of fuel on the last lap. Ali's going to win this race easily. Where is Stefan going to finish? This could be disastrous for Stefan on the final lap. But Ali in the Ferrari wins the French Grand Prix. And this is going to be very, very close. Don't forget, there are penalties to be added on here, but Stefan is completely out of fuel, but he might just hang on. Of course, we know there's penalties to be added on. There goes Adam. He takes second on the road. Is it going to be enough? It is. Adam Fleets takes second. Right at the end, Stefan ran out of fuel. Goblin comes home fourth. Jansen is, well, what an eventful race he had. In the other half, he's going to come home in fifth. Disaster for Stefan, but brilliant for Adam and the World Championship. He now takes 18 points, which means, if my maths is right, that Adam Fleets and Goblin are going to be tied on points. 8 points behind Meatball at the top of the World Championship. CR Mac has finished 6th. Pyro takes 7th. Kronos Grand 8th. Davis is currently 9th, but he does have a penalty. Ryan in 10th doesn't. So it looks like Ryan is going to take 9th position. And Zonic is a long way back behind them in. But yes, Ryan takes 9th in the end, ahead of Davis, and Zonic's going to cross the line. Oh, he crashes across the line to finish 11th. But wow, what a dramatic end to the race. Maybe that was why Stefan was slow in the last few laps. Maybe he was running out of fuel. The fan vote driver of the day, it's split between Ali and Stefan. Well, who am I going to give it to? And do you know what? I'm actually going to give it, I think, to Goblin, really. Difficult qualifying, but brought the car home with no penalties in the end to come home 4th. But what a championship conclusion we're going to have here. Let's see if the top 3 will come and chat to us. Because I'd love to hear their opinions on this. But, wow, there you see the confirmation. And Ali got fastest lap as well. Right at the end of the race. We've got the race winner in. I'm hoping the other 2 come and join us. But Ali, just make sure your audio's included, please, so people can hear you on the stream.
All right, I included it.
Thank you. Well, second on the grid in your first race, you come home with a race victory. You must be pleased with that. How are you feeling after that race?
The qualifying, yeah, I was supposed to pick the softs, but as I was going out, I like the game told me to switch to recommended compound, and I accidentally pressed A, and that probably stole pole position away from me.
Yeah, and you started on those hard tyres. You pulled in Stefan quite quickly when you were on them, but you looked pretty even on pace throughout the race. Did you always think you had the extra pace on the soft tyres to make it stick?
The whole, like, literally almost 80% of the first stint, I was just, lifting and coasting because of the fuel. So after that, once Stefan pitted, that's when I started to push a bit. The reason why I stayed for so long on the hards is because I knew the race was gonna be a long one, so I wanted Stefan to get ahead of me, which would have helped me set a quick fastest lap because I'll have a DRS, which I did, and then after that I only just kept pushing for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I mean, did you think when you got that 5 second penalty there, do you think your chances had gone?
No, absolutely not.
No. Yeah, well done. Great race, great debut from you, and I hope we see you
Thank you.
again next week. And Adam, well, quite quiet race really for you, behind the top two for most of it, but you managed to snatch second right at the end. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, happy. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I think the same as everyone's been saying, they've been struggling with fuel. I had no idea how hard that track was on fuel. At the end of the first stint, I was lifting and coasting every lap, and then even after 3 laps on the hard tyres, around lap 19, 20, I was having to lift and coast again. But it looks like probably 4 or 5 of us all in the same boat, so it's a bit of a different race. It's interesting. But yeah, unlucky for Stefan, really, to run out. I didn't know what happened to him, and then when I come around the final corner, that's when I realised that, yeah, man said I had 0.01, but yeah, just made it through.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the championship, if my maths is right, you're now tied with Goblin, just 8 points behind Meatball. So championship pushes on for you now from now on in.
Yeah, wow, that's good. That's good. I think we're still a little bit behind Meatball, but you know, it's a close battle, so hopefully
So
that'll carry on all the way through.
again, if my maths is correct, it's 8 points between the three of you.
Wow, very close then. Hopefully that carries on all the way to the end.
Yeah, definitely. So, well done, Adam, on the second place, and well done on the pair of Lee, and hopefully see you next week.
Thank you.
No worries. So, thank you to everyone for joining us here this evening. It was another brilliant race with a brilliant conclusion at the end. Please do join us again, same time next week. The championship battle is getting hotter and hotter. Just 8 points between the top three as we head toward the season conclusion. Please do join us again next week. Until then, good night.